everybody. This is Robyn Leslie again with onlytheinspired.com, and I have the beautiful Miss Pamela McColloch here today, and she has quite the story. She's a two-time cancer survivor, and she's got some very, very cool stuff to share with us and an amazing giveaway at the end. So, Miss Pamela, in a couple minutes, please describe who you are and how you help people.
Thank you so much, Robyn. First, I want to say it's an honor to be here with you. Thank you so much for the opportunity.
Welcome.
And hello, everybody out there. Again, my name is Pamela, and my job and purpose in life is to give hope and encouragement to people everywhere that are fighting cancer. And while fighting two nasty cancers, I was given a 50-50 chance to make it, and I truly am a miracle. I survived late-stage colon cancer, and a year later it came into my liver. And after many major surgeries and a lot of prayer and a lot of fighting and chemo, today I am 6 years cancer-free. And
Yay.
thank you. And again, my purpose is to take what God put me through and to share. There's got to be a purpose when anybody goes through anything. And my purpose is to do that, to give the hope and encouragement. Now, in September, I have a book coming out that is going to do so. And I encourage anybody that is going through it or has a loved one going through it to pick up this book, because it will share with you God's peace that passes all understanding. When you're getting ready to have your liver taken out and cut up, it's so surreal that you don't know how you're going to get through it. And I encourage others to know that if you have God by your side, you can do anything. So in the meantime, I also manufacture positive merchandise for people to wear that claims to be cancer-free. And I just happen to have my logo here and one of my pieces of merchandise. It's a beautiful hat, and it is the See-Free, Cancer-Free. And if you can see, it's the unbound ribbon. So my goal is to unbind the silly cancer ribbon with hope and positivity.
I love that. That's awesome. And yeah, you said there's a F cancer brand out there, and it just didn't resonate with you, and so you so you have a more positive spin on that, and I love that. So what is the name of your book that's coming out?
It's called Midlife Cancer Crisis. And I thought I was going through midlife crisis, menopause, because my stomach was getting bigger and I wasn't feeling well. And in the end, it turned out to be cancer. So it's kind of a play on words, but I really went through both at the same time. Midlife crisis, midlife cancer, and menopause. So that's the name of the book, and it'll be out September 1st.
If one isn't enough of those just by themselves.
Yes.
I know with me, at work when I have my mask on and I'm having a hot flash, it makes it a whole different reality.
Yes, it is.
The hot air into your mask, yeah, it's crazy. So, not obviously, we kind of know how you got started in this business, but how did you get started? What happened with you to make you want to take your experience with those two different kinds of cancers? And they're, those are critical, the colon cancer and the liver cancer, those are critical and super scary. I'm sure that had to be super scary. So how did you go from experiencing that to wanting to switch and actually help others?
Very good. And I think you touched on it a little bit. See-Free was born, and the idea of making positive merchandise was born actually the same day that I found out that the cancer had gone into my liver. And I got the phone call, and I went to take a walk because I didn't know how to tell my son and my people. And I was just overwhelmed with distress. And I was walking, and I came upon a 5K run for cancer research, and a fundraiser.
Right.
And I saw a group of people, and I'll never forget, there was about 10 of them, and they all had light blue shirts on with black lettering that said FUCK cancer. And right then I kind of had to agree with it in my mind, but I wasn't going to claim it. And I certainly wasn't going to display that to the world. I knew right then that I needed to overcome this with my mindset. I needed to think positive and claim. I grew up, my mother used to teach me, you have to think it in your head before anything's going to come to pass. And so I knew right then, I knew that I couldn't, I wanted something positive. We need to claim our outcome from the beginning. So C-Free, Cancer-Free logo was born that day. And now we make hats and t-shirts and coffee mugs and face masks and all kinds of wonderful things that you can do and to have in front of you to claim your outcome.
I love that. Well, and it's a daily reminder as you walk around with it proudly, and I love that. And sometimes that's a very hard thing for people to admit, to say. They don't want people to know, but it's freeing to put yourself out there, because there's lots of other people going through the same thing, and that connection, I think, is super important. So what is your ultimate vision for your business?
My goal, and this may sound silly and it's not selfish, but I really, really want this. I want the unbound ribbon to be bigger than the pink ribbon. The pink ribbon is everywhere in October. We get bombarded by pink everything. And I want this to symbolize positivity and not the dread of a crossed cancer ribbon. And C-Free as a business will give a portion of everything we sell to families in need. We have a lot of research going on, and I'm so happy about that because we need more research on cancer, all types of cancer. But my company gives back to families that are affected financially by cancer, because if you can have a burden of monetary relief, you can fight so much easier. And I know this as being a single mom going through chemo and working. So that's my goal, is to help people financially have the proceeds go right to the families.
That's awesome. Well, yeah, because it's a huge thing. Sometimes you're forced to take off work, which just then doubles the issue. So I'm curious, because in my mind, I don't see the pink ribbon as a negative sign. So I'm curious why you do, or what is your perspective of that ribbon, and why do you want to unwind it? I'm just very curious how you came up with that.
Okay, and that's an excellent question, and that's a very good question. Not to put down any money or any organization that has to do with pink, but there is a lot of pink washing going on, and what that is in October everything is pink, and there is so much money that's made with the idea that it's going towards research and going towards needs, when it's really not. It's a monetization of a terrible cancer. And that's where this came from. I want to, again, not to say that the ribbon is bad, but by untying it, it frees us up to have a positive attitude.
Okay. I've never dealt with cancer, so I wasn't sure where you were coming from, or so I was just curious.
Yes.
So, what beliefs do you have that sets you apart from your competition? And I believe in collaboration, not competition. But what's your vision? What's your perspective on everything? And I love instead of the money from the merchandise going to research, I love that it's going straight to the families that are being affected. Is that a different perspective that you have?
That's a good question. When it comes to cancer, it's tough to say competition. Nobody wants to compete with something like this. So I think it's more of a different perspective. So not really a competition, but it's more, some people, the FUCK, that's a big stance and it's something important and it's a big organization and they do give back as well. So good for them. But I think maybe it's not competition, but more of a sideline. You've got two roads going parallel. One is for people that really want to, give a basketful of hope, which is me, and then another perspective on it, which is, screw this. So I think that they probably go hand in hand. Everybody wants cancer gone. Everybody hates it, but it's just a different perspective. Got you.
Very cool. So what is the hardest thing that you've had to overcome when building your business? I'm curious, I've never created merchandise like that. Was it hard to come up with the logo and all that kind of stuff?
The logo came very easy.
Did it?
Yes. Actually, that same night, I went home and just drew it out. And it is trademarked, which is very cool. The hard part, Robyn, was overcoming myself. Fear of failure, that I'm sure we all go through.
Mm-hmm.
The fear that nobody really cares what I have to say. And also, to answer the second part of your question, it's never done. Starting a business is never done. I didn't figure it out yet. It's a continual day-to-day basis where you're continually growing and making mistakes. And I think that my mom always used to tell me, you only regret the things that you don't do. So you just have to do it. If you have a passion, do it. If it doesn't work, that's fine. At least you tried. But
right.
So again, I think that overcoming my own doubts and fears was the hardest part. But now I know I must do it because again I have a purpose. God has me here. He saved me from something that most people don't live through, and I'm here for a reason. So I have to share it.
Yay! And I'm sure it feels good. It feels good. So very curious, and I ask everybody this because some people have it and some people don't. So do you have a support network of friends and family that are saying, Pamela, this is great that you're doing this, or, are you kind of winging it on your own because nobody really gets what you're doing? I'm just curious.
That's a great question. Both. I have a great network of family and friends that are very supportive. And they all encouraged me to do this book. And so the book, I'm getting all kinds of help and encouragement, and through all things. So I'm being supported, but the work is being done by myself. Nobody's helping me, and they shouldn't. Everybody's got their lives and their businesses and their own quarantine. Life is going on as usual for each person. But so I'm getting the help, through encouragement, but nobody's doing my Instagram posts or my this I'm doing on my own, and again, as it should be, because this is something that this is the story of my life, and hopefully when the book comes out and people get to hear it, then things will change a little bit, and I'll have some more. I'll have to hire a dozen people to help distribute the money.
Yay! Very cool. So what is your favorite thing about your business?
that I'm alive to be able to do it.
Yeah, and that's a whole different perspective that most of us don't have a clue about. But you and many other people, it's like there is no guarantee I'm coming out of this, and you came out of it twice, and that is just amazing. And that is the simplest thing, but thank God you're here. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And truly, and truly, that's it. The favorite thing is that I can be doing it. And, sometimes in a very strange way, cancer is a gift, because, you can go through your whole life and just take things for granted. And then sometimes when things happen and you stop and you get closer to God and you become grateful for every moment, that is a gift.
Yes, it is. And it's all on how you look at things. Life doesn't happen to you, it happens for you. Whether it looks ugly when it's happening, and that's something I got from Tony Robbins, is, you could look at it, life is happening to you or it's happening for you. The struggles are a gift. They really are, because you're going to be stronger if you can look at it that way. Just like this COVID, a lot of people think it's the worst thing ever. And there's so many blessings that people aren't realizing right now. And so you have to, if you could look at it from that perspective, this is a gift. It's a gift that I'm still here. Now I feel obligated and not obligated, but encouraged, and you feel like it's a must that you have to share your word. And I think that's so important, because it's just probably the scariest thing that ever can happen to somebody.
Yes, it sure is.
Yeah.
It sure is.
So what inspires you, and what are you passionate about? And it doesn't have to be business. I'm just curious.
What inspires me? Number one, my son, who is right now in boot camp for the United States Marine Corps.
Yay.
And he's inspiring me. He's so brave, and in the midst of this pandemic and quarantine, he's there in boot camp, preparing to fight for our country. So and very, very, very proud of him.
Yeah. Thank God for soldiers. I could never have the courage to do that. I'm a wimp. But I'm very grateful,
That's right.
Yeah, so who inspires you is the next question, and that's probably the same answer, I'm guessing, unless you have somebody else that really inspires you.
Jesus Christ. He died for our sins, and there's no bigger sacrifice than what he did for us.
So I'm curious, and this might be an off-the-wall question. Did you have that good relationship with him before cancer, or did you develop that when you're in the scariest point of your life? Because a lot of us, that could be this relationship just happened with God, or it's been in my life. So I'm very curious about your situation.
Yes, I was raised as a Christian, and my mother instilled it into all 8 of us, all growing up, that the Bible and God and a true Christian faith. And when all of this happened, it just brought me closer, and I couldn't have done it without him. I couldn't have done it.
That's beautiful. Beautiful. Okay, so big question. If you could leave one golden nugget or tip for everybody, and this is the only chance that you had to tell them, and it was the only thing that you could tell them, what would it be?
I only get one?
One. Well, you can combine a few, but yes, so this is your one shot to get it out there. What's the most important thing that you would like to tell people?
Okay, the most important thing, without a doubt, hands down, is get to know Jesus. Please. Right now we're living in really scary times, and read Revelations, because that's the truth. That, along with be positive, have a positive mindset. Always give people the benefit of the doubt. If they say the sky is green, just agree with people. You just, unless it's something, that's hurtful, give people the benefit of the doubt. Love your neighbors. Be happy. Enjoy your life. And have a positive mindset.
Yeah, because that's what's going to get us through. Awesome. Is there anything else that you would like to share? And I know that you want to give away a little ebook called Do's and Don'ts When Diagnosed with Cancer, which I think will help a lot of people because, a lot of them don't have guidance and they really need guidance right now. So is there anything else that you would like to share? And then we will tell them how to get that little ebook.
Just come and visit me. You're going to get my website. Please, what I want to encourage is if you know somebody or have a loved one that is diagnosed or going through cancer, I love flowers, but just remember that they die. Giving the gift of positivity will last a lifetime. Get somebody a hat or a t-shirt or something that's going to help them to claim that they can be cancer-free. It's got to be in your head before you can survive. Not everybody's going to survive cancer, but we're not going to survive out of this life. So it's how we get through each day. And I also have a podcast that runs every day, and it's C-free, cancer-free, and it's 2 minutes a day of positive nuggets. So today's was on cayenne pepper and adding it to your diet. So I encourage you to, turn it on, subscribe to my podcast, 2 minutes a day.
Oh, I love that. I didn't even think that you could do a podcast for 2 minutes a day. It would have never occurred to me, but I love that. Okay, so for everybody listening, if you would like to get the free ebook, Do's and Don'ts When Diagnosed with Cancer, go to cancerfreeliving.life. So cancerfreeliving.life, L-I-F-E. And then it'll be on the front page. Just leave your name and email, and then she will email you that ebook, and hopefully that helps you. And that is the gift that Miss Pamela is giving us today. And I appreciate everybody being here. Please reach out if you are struggling with cancer. There's lots of people out there who have came through it, like Miss Pamela, who has great perspective on, different, and not only what, this do's and don'ts. She has health tips and all sorts of stuff to help you go through the process when you're going through chemo and when you're feeling just as crappy as you could possibly feel. You do need to feed your body nutrients and stuff so she's got a lot more to offer than just this. So, reach out to those that are wanting to help people up and hold your hand while you're going through the toughest time of your life. So, and thank you so much, Pamela, for being here. I can't wait for people to hear this message. And I appreciate you.
Thank you, Robyn, so very much.
You're welcome. Bye, guys.